Hi everyone, welcome to my third video. I promise that's the last one that I'll actually count in. Today I'm going to be reviewing some of my favourite Chanel products, makeup products. There's ones which I've bought again and again and again. I'm probably on the 5th time buying them now, some of them even more. So I thought it's really worth doing a review on them because I really do rate them highly. So if you want to see what I have to say on them, just please keep watching. Okay, well I'm going to start with my first product, which is it's a blusher. It's, let me see, does it have a name on it? It's called Orchid Rose. So that's the outside container, that is the back. It's lasted me so long. It's the second one I've bought. It's got a little mirror on the inside and a little brush as well, which I have to be honest, I have never used. That's the brush. If it's got any blush on it, it's just from me using it with my other brush. But it is a really beautiful colour. It's not too highly pigmented, so you can wear it and not overdo it. You know, it's quite easy to underdo it, if anything. I'll just try and show you the colour there. It is this really pretty, and I don't know if it's picking it up. You've got like a bit of a shimmer on there as well. And it's just really pretty. I will just swatch it on there. I don't know how well it'll come out of my hand. Yeah, it does have sparkle to it, but when you put it on your cheeks, you don't really see much of a sparkle, which is good. You know, you don't want to be too glittery, especially if you're going to be wearing it to work. Put it on my hand there. I don't know if you can see it, it's just there. Again, it's really poor lighting in here, but it is a really, really, really pretty colour. It feels very creamy, although it's a powder. It does feel very luxurious, and there is a certain sparkle to my skin now. You probably can't see that on the camera because it's not very good, but yeah, but it's really, 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 really pretty. Like I said, it's the second one I've bought now, and it is just, I can't get the brush back in there now. It is just a beautiful colour, and it's one I do go to a lot. There is another one, I know this is a Chanel video, but there is an Urban Decay one which I bought, which I did really like. It is all loose in there now because I did hit pan on it. And this one, can I read what it says? Urban Decay. Strobe? Scone? Score? Score, I think it's score. Hard to read because it's all sort of crumbled off there. But this one, I'll try and open it without anything coming out. This one was ridiculously highly pigmented. The first time I wore it, I kind of loaded up my blusher brush with as much as I would have used on the Chanel one and put it on, and I just looked ridiculous. There was just this great big pink blotch on my cheeks and it just looked silly. And I realised then how I only need just one little dab, knock it off, and that was it. That's all you need. That could probably do both your cheeks, to be honest. So it just shows how much I've used it, considering I still hit pan on it. If you can see, that's how much is left in it, which isn't very much. So I'm trying not to tip it. It was quite a dark colour, a little bit of shimmer to it, but not very much. This one I should really throw away because I don't use it anymore. So I will throw it away when I'm done. But anyway, that's the Chanel blusher. I think it's about, I think the last time I bought it, it was about £18, something like that. But again, I know it's a little bit more expensive, but again, you get what you pay for. You know, it's a brilliant product. It lasts a really long time. It is really good, and I would buy it again, and I will be buying it again for a third time. The next product is an eyeshadow quad. Now this is the colour they released as like a special edition, and then they brought it out again because it went so well. And it's called Sparkling Satins. I've got the sort of the one there. It's got the colours on the back. I appreciate it's all back to front, but now this one again, it comes with it comes with two little brushes. If you can have a look there, two little brushes and a little cover for the top as well. I'll just take the brushes out and the cover off the top. The colours are absolutely gorgeous. The pink is the one I don't really use in this palette, but I can show you there. So you've got the pink. They're all quite shimmery. The pink, again, not one I use. The black is brilliant again for sort of outer V, anything like that. This one here, the light colour, it's very, very, very shimmery. Really pretty, very pale. It would look really pretty if you've got darker skin because it'll really show up. With me, you don't really see it. When I put it on, I can see it because I'm looking in the mirror at it. But after that, you don't really notice it at all. There you go, got rid of that light there. Yeah, you don't really see it at all. But the one I wear the most is actually the silver, which is that one there. Now that silver is so pretty, and especially this time of year now that we're in the autumn as well, because you can use the silver and then with the black on the outer V as well, and they both together look really, really, really pretty. So I would really recommend them. Again, this is the third time I've bought this one. I think this is about £25, £24, 22, something like that. It's over £20, I think, but it is quad. They're fairly deep, as you can see. They're raised on there. You can see the pink one is the one that's standing out there. Yeah, so they're fairly raised. Again, really, really, really pretty colours. I'll try and catch the light there so you can see them a bit more. But they are really, really, really pretty. And again, I've used them so many times. And you can wear them in so many different circumstances. You could wear them if you're going out somewhere special. You could wear them to work. You know, you're not limited in what you can use them for. And they are really good, and they do last really well. And also they stick to your eyes really well. Now, I do tend to get a lot of creasing because I've got fairly hooded eyes, as you can see. And I do use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the 6th one I've bought because I do tend to use it all the time. And I've been using it for years now, basically. I tend to have the problem where when I wear this, there'll be no creasing on this eye whatsoever. Yeah, you can see there's none on either eye at the moment, really. This one, I will, regardless of what I use, I still get creasing on it. But with this, I don't get creasing on this eye for about 6 hours. Without this, I get creasing on this eye after about an hour. So I have used it today, so I shouldn't get any creasing on there for the rest of the day, which is good. But yeah, but that's what I would use in conjunction with any eyeshadow. Just sort of throw that in there. The other two, well, I've got 3 other Chanel products actually. This one I actually bought for my wedding. I don't know if you can see, I've got really thin eyebrows. I'm not a very hairy person, and I tend to find my eyebrows don't grow back very well after being plucked. They've pretty much been like this since I was about 14, and so yeah, really, really, really thin. So I tend to use, I haven't got it on now, which is why you can see that they're really thin. I tend to use this, which is, it's called, it's Brun, or Brun in French, but it's basically an eyebrow pot, quad, trio, whatever you want to call it. It's got some little utensils in it. It's got a little pair of tweezers, which are really good. They've got great little metal grips on them, and they're really, really quite solid. They're better than pretty much any tweezers I've had before. So if you do get any strays, I tend to get, my eyebrows I pretty much haven't plucked in years because they don't need it, but I do need to pluck the edges there because they do just kind of branch out a bit, so I have to kind of keep them tidy. So I use this for tidying up them, and then I'll just take the little plastic cover off, and you've got 2 other utensils, whatever you want to call them, in there. There's this one, which is a little brush, which is really quite straight and sturdy. This is what I use for putting the powders on. It puts them on really well. I don't tend to, it doesn't clump up or anything. It doesn't sort of go all over my skin. It is really good. And then they've also got a little brush in here as well for brushing your eyebrows too, which is that one. And then you've got 3 colours in there. I tend to use the medium colour, but I should probably use the darker. But these are the sort of the 3 colours in there. If you can see that. That's not me hitting pan, by the way. That's the colour from the middle one that's blobbed over. But yeah, but basically I don't tend to use these every day. I probably should, because again, you can see I've got really thin eyebrows. It's a product, when the lady that I was speaking to at the Chanel counter sold it to me, she said it's one of these things you probably only ever need to buy it once, because she said it will last forever, because it's something you don't use very much of. You won't use it every day, but you'll find when you start using it you want to use it more and more, and that's true. I got married 3 years ago. I've had this the whole time. You can see not much has gone from it. I've mainly used the middle one. It's not that powdery, it's fairly creamy, because I suppose you don't want it to be too powdery because it will just fall down onto your eyes. But it's a good product. I think I paid somewhere between about £25 for that, somewhere around that region. But that was a couple of years ago. Yeah, so that was a good product. Again, I would recommend that one, and it's one of these things again which once you've got the right colours in there, you probably won't need to buy another one for like 5 years, 10 years, something silly like that, because they do just last forever. The other 2 products, and I use these every day, there's pretty much never an exception. There's the Chanel Intense Eye Pencil, which is in colour Noir, which is black. This is probably my 8th one. I've been using these for years now, and I always rave about Chanel. But yeah, I do need to sharpen it because there's like nothing left of it there. But it's really good. I put it on the inside of my bottom eye there, and that's all I use it for, and I do that every day. I put that on before I do any of the rest of my eye makeup. And then when I've pretty much finished, I top it up because I'll have blinked that all onto the underneath of my lid that's underneath my eyeshadows there. And then that will stay on for a few hours. It is really good and it lasts really well. And I can't really recommend it enough. It's a pretty simple product. It's pretty hard to get wrong, but it's something I really love. And then I know there's quite a lot of people on there that don't like liquid eyeshadow because of the fact that, sorry, liquid eyeliner, because then, especially if you've got hooded eyes like I do, you can blink it up onto the top and then you get this ugly line. It's really hard to get off and it's really irritating, and you have to like get your makeup wipes and trying to get it off. But this does dry really quickly. All I tend to do after I've put it on is just kind of raise my eyebrows and just kind of keep them raised for 30 seconds and then it's dry. The thing I love the most about this is the brush, the bristles on it. I have never found one that's as good. The closest I've ever come to having one close to being as good was Max Factor, and it was a sponge tip, which again it was liquid, but it was just really precise, which I like. But this, you can change the thickness of it depending on how hard you press. Now the bristles are like this, and they're like acrylic little strips, and they're really, really precise. If you have a look, I don't know if you can see that there. They're really stiff and pointed, and they don't fray or anything like that. They're absolutely brilliant. You just twist the end, and that will release more liquid into the end. It lasts for ages. This must be my 6th one. I think this one I bought the other day. I think I paid £18 for it. But it does, I say I've bought lots. One will last me about 6 months, so they do last a long time, and I wear this pretty much every single day. There's very rarely do I wear anything else. I have tried the Maybelline, the little gel pot with the brush with it, but I find that does actually just bleed out after a couple of hours, so I don't tend to wear that very often. I will tend to focus on the Chanel one because it's just really reliable. The only thing is, if you put it on too thickly, too early in the morning when you still have sort of fairly runny eyes, it will drip, because my right eye in the corner, it runs every single morning for like half an hour, so it's really hard for me to do the liquid eyeliner there because I will just end up with a black blob coming down my face. Yeah, what I find is that sometimes if I put too much on, it does get a bit like, it kind of crystallizes, and you can kind of blink like that and you can kind of feel it, and so if you scratch that away then you get no eyeliner, so you need to top it up, but that doesn't happen very often. Ultimately it's a great product that I would and I do buy again and again and again. Yeah, I did also have, I don't have it anymore, a Chanel mascara. The one thing I didn't like about it, it's really hard for me to explain because I don't have it anymore. If you see this, it's got like a little gold strip there. Well, the mascara that they had a really big gold strip up here on like the lid. And what would happen in my makeup bag, that gold would flake off and it would go on everything. And I'd end up with bits on my face, bits on my hands, because it would just flake off and go everywhere. And I actually stopped buying it for that because it was really irritating and it got on everything. Like it would get onto my blusher brush as well on here, and it would get onto the bristles. So as I'm actually applying it then, I'm putting the gold bits on my cheek, and it just looked really stupid. So I didn't buy that anymore. So I did switch to Urban Decay because I do like Urban Decay as well. And one thing, I know this is a Chanel video, but one thing I love about Urban Decay is that they don't test on animals as well. And I absolutely love that. And I know that the BUAV, or the British Union for the Abolition of Vivisection, have approved them as well as being cruelty free. So that's quite a high priority for me. So another reason that I love them. Well, that's the end of my video. That's all. That's my reviews of my favourite Chanel products. I've got loads of Chanel lip glosses which I love as well, and they are lovely, but I'll do a separate video for them. I'll do a whole separate video for lip glosses as well. But that's it. You know, if you like it, leave a comment below, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.